Hi everyone, good evening. Yesterday we have seen what is ETL, various tools uh, various tools available in ETL and difference between program and a tool. And also we have seen what is a data warehouse, why a business need data warehouse. We have get basic understanding on these things. Today we are going to see key terminology from data warehouse, and we'll try to understand what are all the types of data warehouses that are available. Post that, we'll try to understand where ETL fits in data warehouse. Then we will see our data stage console as an ETL tool. These things we will cover today. Before starting with the key terminology from data warehouse, let me give a quick recap on yesterday's session. So ETL stands for extracting, transformation, and loading. And there are a couple of ETL tools available in the market like Data Stage, Abincio, Informatica, Talendo. If it is a cloud, then Azure Data Factory is from Azure Cloud, AWS Glue is from AWS, Data Stage is from IBM Cloud. So these are all also available on cloud as well. These tools are also available in cloud as well. So we can implement this ETL in two ways. One is through the program, other one is through a tool. What is the difference between program and tool is program is a set of instructions that we are going to give to a machine in so that the compiler can able to understand the syntax that we are going to provide in a program. Whereas if it is a tool, then we are going to have a GUI interface, which is nothing but graphical user interface. We use all the tools available in that graphical user interface to implement the same activity: extraction, transformation, and loading. Why actually we need these three things? Why we need to extract the data, why we need to apply transformations, and why we need to load the data? Because every time when we so in our day-to-day life, definitely we are going to make use of data, and we are producing lots and lots of data. If it is our olden days, then that time we are going to have the data only resided in books or in papers or in libraries. But now the data is producing in a vast range through all the advanced technology that can be through applications that we are using, or that can be through the business that is happening all around the globe, right? So to handle all the huge data, we need to have some tools in place. Otherwise, whatever we are producing, that is not going to make any sense with respect to the business or with respect to the usage as well. So we have discussed couple of the examples why we need to apply the transformations. It starts from filtering, starts from sorting the data, or applying some other transformations as well. We will see all the types of transformations when we discuss the data stage. And so this ETL is a part of data warehouse. And what is data warehouse? It is a collection of data which is been cleaned and modified the form of data in a quality way and stored at a single place that is respective to a particular business. There are a number of businesses which are available in the market, and all these business handling so much of data. So to come up with their business decisions, that can be anything, either to grow their business or to introduce a new product to their business, or to shut down something, any kind of decision, they can able to take the decision only when they do have complete understanding on their particular business. If it is a small business, orally we can think of what is happening and we can apply the decisions accordingly. But the business is extending throughout the globe, and it is reaching very vast number of people. That's the reason, since the data is much more in size, they need to have complete understanding on their particular data usage. So to have those business decisions in a better way, they need to have their own data warehouse. That might be a banking sector, that might be a retail sector or healthcare industry, or any kind of industry. You can think of any industry or any business. They must have their own data warehouse, and this data warehouse is going to be uh, prepared in a structured format so that they can able to take their own business decisions to improve their business in a much more quality way. Okay. And so that is what why business is needing this data warehouse. To come up with the data warehouse, the prior part is ETL section. We will discuss those things today. So let me share my screen with a PPT. Let's understand couple of the terminology that IT industry is going to use when they talk about a data warehouse. Okay. Data sources. What does a source mean? Source is nothing but where we do have our actual data. So if a school, take a take an example of a school. For a school, what kind of data they are going to handle? Students data, marks data, teachers data, and all the staff data, non-teaching staff and teaching staff. So all these kind of data they need to handle, right? To have that data to be stored at some place. In olden days, they might maintain the records, but now they are going to save at a place, because schools are not specific to a numbers. They are extending across the regions or across the states. Think of any school that is extending their business throughout the state or throughout that particular district. They are having their own branches, right? So to maintain the same data, now they are not using any Excel files or any text files. Instead, they are using databases. Database also we have discussed, it is a place where we can save the data in a structured format in columns and rows. So that is what we call as a structured format. When the data is arranged in a clear way, like student name, class, their parents' name, contact number, and below that we are going to have the actual data. So when we arrange that particular data in a structured way, then we call, if we store them on a database, so that is being called, that database is going to become our source. Say suppose I am saving the same data in a file, that can be a .txt file or .csv file, .xml file or .html file. All these are different types of files. So those also can be our sources. Source is nothing but the actual place where we are saving the data at the first time. Okay. So ETL process. ETL process we have already discussed, which is nothing but extracting the data from these sources, applying certain transformations and loading to a target place, which is nothing but warehouse. In warehouse, always the data will be in uh, curated form. That means that will be in much more quality form. There will not be any defects found on the data. So we are going to have pretty much clean data on warehouse. So to have that clean data, first we need to do this transformation. Why I'm calling as cleaned data is, sometimes in the source system we might have null values. Null values means having no value in a particular column. Say suppose I do have 30 students in one of the class 1. Out of 30 students, I do have information about only 29 students. For the 30th student, I just have the student name, but I don't have any other information. Then that record is not going to be saved on my data warehouse, because that is incomplete record. So that's what we are calling as cleaned or curated form of data, which is nothing but If the data is residing on data warehouse, that means that is the final version of data. There are no changes going to happen on that particular data, so that they can able to make their decisions in a reliable way. That means there will not be any assumptions and there will not be any mistakes on the data which they are using. So before loading the data to a warehouse, definitely that need to be applied the transformations. To apply these transformations only, we are going to use ETL tools. Data warehouse storage. Data warehouse storage is nothing but the final target place where we are going to store the all the sources data at a single place. Say suppose the same schools, in the same schools example, for example, Bhavan's school been spreaded across complete country. So Bhavan's schools are available in Hyderabad itself. We do have around 7 to 8 branches. Likewise, we do have n number of branches available uh, all over the country. So for each and every region, they are going to use a single database. For example, Hyderabad region is using Oracle database. That means the database is owned by Oracle company. These so databases are different types of databases are available, like Oracle, DB2, Teradata, MySQL, Snowflake. All these are being called as databases only because IBM DB2 is one of the database which is released by IBM company. In the similar way, Oracle is one of the database which is been released by Oracle company. Teradata is released by Microsoft. Likewise, we do have a number of databases which are being sourced by different companies. Okay, so assume like Hyderabad Bhavans, like all the Bhavans schools which are available in Hyderabad region are using Oracle database, and the Bhavans schools which are available in AP are using Teradata database. But to have complete data at a single place, what we are going to perform is we are going to join the Oracle data available on my Oracle and data available on my Teradata using a joining transformation. So I'm trying to join the data which is available on both the sources. Finally, I'll load them to my data warehouse. So warehouse is a place where we can able to see complete data of my business at a single place. That's why it is been called as centralized storage for structured and organized data at a single place. Data marts. Data marts means, so say suppose there are couple of departments are available in the same school section. Like if it is a staff, then we are going to have non-teaching staff, teaching staff, right? In non-teaching staff, we are going to have admins or assistants or library section. So all these kind of people comes under non-teaching staff. Whereas in the teaching staff, we are going to have the people who are going for delivering the some sort of teachings to the students, right? So each kind of department is segregated. That segregated section is called as data mart. So collection of data marts is nothing but our warehouse. On which basis we are going to give these data marts is completely dependent on that particular business. For example, think about a retail sector. Then the data marts can be something like sales table, customer table. Sales table is going to have all the details of product sales. Customer table is going to have all the details of their customers. Uh, Employee table is going to have all the details of the employees that are serving to that particular retail sector. So each section which is being segregated into a smaller unit is being called as a data mart. That's why data mart is defined as subset of the data warehouse designed for specific business unit or department. And the last one is metadata repository. What is metadata means? Let me open an Excel. So metadata is nothing but the data which is describing our actual data. Yesterday also we have seen couple of column names, right? Name of the student, marks, subject 1, subject 2, likewise we have seen. Give me a moment, let me make some mock-up data.